Felixstowe Radio Breakfast. It's Friday morning. Good morning to you then. Hope you're doing well today. Now, of course, you know this by now, right? Because you listen every single day. You know what the time is. You know what it means this time on a Friday morning. It means, Tommy, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. You can't get rid of me that easy, can you?
Believe me, we've tried. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Another hectic week, of course. But
oh God, yeah.
Cannot wait for that weekend. Yeah, I know. Cannot wait for that weekend. So,
I know.
Tommy, you doing this movie review is how we start the weekend. So, what have you got for us?
So for this week, I've picked a film that came out in 2005. It's actually a Disney live-action film called Sky High. And it's about a bunch of teenagers who have superhero parents, and they all have to go to a high school which is mainly just for superheroes. And then the whole film is about them discovering what their powers are, and also it's a bit of a family comedy, really, because some of their powers are quite rubbish. But yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, let's just jump right in.
That description of the film makes me think I've seen this before. I don't recognise the title. I don't recognise the title, but I recognise the...
Yeah,
Sorry, we're talking over each other. You go.
I know, yeah. I was just going to say, do let me know if anything sparks to your mind of memory when I'm talking. So if we start here, yeah. So to start with, I was 10 years old when this film came out, but I missed it at the cinemas. I didn't watch it because I think it was the same year that Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith was released, and I was still. I was still very fanboy crazed on that at the time.
Okay.
But one of my friends lent me the DVD and suggested I watch it. Not long after that, as he knew, I was of course a superhero fan, so he kind of lent it to me, knowing that I kind of ignorantly had judged it beforehand, because I'd seen the trailer for the film, and I'd seen that the effects looked a bit like Spy Kids kind of type effects,
yeah. I know what you mean.
Which I didn't really, which didn't really, hit off with me as such. But it still has those effects in it, but it also tells a neat coming of age story with an early 2000s soundtrack of 80s song covers. So they got like all the bands from like the early 2000s, and they got them to just cover 80 songs, which is like, a double whammy of awesomeness, as far as my music...
that sounds awesome.
As far as my music taste is concerned, yeah, that's pretty on par.
Yeah, I'm on par as well with that. I like that.
The film itself is basically stating, superhero movies can be cheesy. This movie is cheesy, and we're okay with it, and so you should just sit back and have fun. That's what this movie is trying to tell the audience, I think.
I like that.
But yeah, it's a nice feel, isn't it? I like movies that are bold enough to just do that. Just say, you know what, screw it. Let's just try and have fun. Let's not take ourselves too seriously here.
Enjoyable film. Enjoyable film.
Yeah. And that's certainly what this film does. The cast is surprisingly on point, with Kurt Russell and Kelly Preston as Will, who's the main protagonist student, his parents. They seem like they're having fun with making this film, and side characters as well. Sci-fi alumni Bruce Campbell, who was in the Evil Dead movies, and Linda Carter, who was the original Wonder Woman in the 1970s Wonder Woman TV show. They also have surprising cameos as the school staff, and they also seem like they're having a good time. For example, here, this is an example of the Spy Kids aspect.
Right.
There's a character in it, a nerdy kid called Larry, who, when he gets angry, he turns into a big giant rock creature. His CGI is not great. It's very Spy Kids.
Right.
Maybe after this review, if you go back and check out the film, you might see what I mean with that.
Yeah.
But and all the costumes, all the superhero costumes, they kind of have a bit of a stainless, fresh from the costume department look to them,
Right.
which can be a bit distracting, because when it focuses on the coming of age story of Will and his friends, that's where the film earns its credits. But when you realise, like, these costumes they're wearing, they're very pristine. They almost look CGI. These costumes, they're so cartoonish, you know, and it just kind of takes you out of the realm of the movie a little bit. Like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I'm just watching some people play dress up here, you know.
Right,
So
yep.
it just kind of double hits you in that way. But as well as that, you've also got Bowling for Soup doing a cover of "I Melt with You" to see the movie out, which is just an awesome song. But yeah, the comedy is good in this film. Like when the students have superhero PE and have to save the cardboard citizen, and one of the teachers at the side of the gym notes, "Remember when we used to use real citizens?" And the other teacher agrees and laughs back, and it's that kind of self-aware humour which I really like.
I like that. That's right up my street.
And also, I like the last line of the film. This is to summarise how things go for the character of Will at the end. His
Okay.
final line in the film is, "So, in the end, my girlfriend became my arch enemy became my best friend, and my best friend became my girlfriend. But hey, that's high school." And that's the quote that the movie ends on, which is just, it just, you know, it was very smart with its humour.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
to close, this is a pure early 2000s Disney superhero cheese fest, and I absolutely dig it. The sidekick powers in the film are creatively stupid. Like, for example, there's a student his superpower is he's able to glow in the dark. There's another one who can melt into a puddle, and my personal favourite of the movie, a shapeshifter who can only shapeshift into a guinea pig.
I like that. That
So,
sounds
yeah.
brilliant. You know, I think I've seen it, but if I haven't, I need to see this. This sounds like
Yes,
my
this-
cup of tea all round.
This is certainly your cup of tea, Dan, through and through. Bruce Campbell eats up the screen as the hilarious Coach Boomer, and the story itself is quite solid. Just check your dark, brooding critique soul, if you have one, at the door before you watch it. So you'll have more fun when viewing it. Trust me.
That is
and,
awesome.
And also to close, I'm just gonna read off a bit of dialogue from the movie.
Okay.
So there's a scene where there's a scene at the beginning when Layla, one of the Will's best friend, she walks into the kitchen of his house and meets his mum, who can fly, and his mum offers her some breakfast. So what she says, "Hi Layla, want some breakfast? I have plenty of eggs and bacon." And Layla responds with, "No thanks. You know how my mum can communicate with animals? Apparently they don't like being eaten." And then Will's mum just says, "How about some juice?" And then she goes, "Yeah, sounds great, thanks." And it just really makes me laugh. Like, oh my god, if you had the ability to talk to animals, like, you'd kind of realise that maybe they don't like being eaten, you know?
Wow, I didn't expect you to say that. Wow.
That just made me laugh. It just it was just, you know, I mean, you know, shout out to the vegetarians and vegans listening. You know, I mean, this is clearly before those kind of
Yeah,
movements really
before
took
that
place.
became big, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love how
So
that film
in-
made it big and made a point too.
Yeah. I mean, so did any of that like ring any bells for you, Dan?
Do you know, I really can't remember. It was so long ago now, but I am going to be asking my cousin Amy, did you sit me through this film? Because it sounds epic. You know,
If not, you need to watch it. Do you have like one of the like an app that maybe you could
well,
watch it on?
I was going to
Is it-
literally just say this because I'm looking at it now. I'll just put it into Google here, and apparently it's streaming. It's available right now for anyone to go and watch over on Disney Plus.
And
there.
that's how I've watched it. I use Disney Plus to watch it, and so you know, just if you have Disney Plus, utilize it, check it out. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. I promise.
You know, I could spend hours on there, and so could you. Now they've got all the Marvel stuff
Oh,
you
God.
and
Yeah.
Disney Plus, that's dangerous. We don't want to do that.
Hours and hours spent on that without question. I'd just, I'd kill so much time on there. It's unreal. So to finalise with this very, very cheesy early 2000s superhero family comedy, I rate it 3.5 stars out of 5.
You've given it half a star more than the critics, but yeah, no, well, I can't say whether I agree or not, but to me it sounds like I might give it more than that. It sounds really funny, but I'll have to watch it and let you know. I'm buzzed by this. It sounds awesome. Well, Tom.
So 3.5 stars. That's what it earns. But maybe next week I'll find something that earns a bit more of a higher rating to chat about, because I really enjoyed it last week when we discussed a 5-star movie for me. I really got into the depths of that movie, so I look forward to hopefully doing that again next week.
Well, we will have to wait and find out, Tommy. Thank you very much as always. You have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next Friday morning here on Felixstowe Radio Breakfast.
Yeah, I hope you have a great weekend too, Dan, and to everyone listening, have a great one.